Hi, my loves. Welcome back to another episode of Low-Key Chaotic. Guess where I'm recording this from? My new apartment. I'm officially an adult. I'm living alone for the first time. And this is also why I was kind of MIA over the past couple of weeks, because I was busy doing this move. And I'm currently doing a staring contest with my new neighbor, which is this cute little squirrel that is working overtime. It's just up and down this house, hiding nuts everywhere 500 times a day. Literally, when I'm doom scrolling, this squirrel reminds me to get up and work because it's working so hard. And I'm here being addicted to my fucking phone, which is something I really need to get under control. And so is being a sober baddie. It is now my goal to not get drunk until further notice, because I'm so sensitive to hangovers. Hangovers literally just they just take away so much time for me, because I'm literally incapable of doing anything when I'm hungover. Whether it's a mild hangover or a super hardcore hangover, I am just dying, and I can't move, I can't eat, I can't be productive. I'm just useless. And I know that this whole society we live in and everything forcing you to feel like you need to be productive all the time, I get it. That's not the healthiest approach either. However, with all of the dreams that I have and all the goals that I want to achieve, there's no such thing as work-life balance. I need to be putting in 100% more effort, because even though I do a lot, I am convinced I don't do enough yet. And there was this podcast, I think it was a Diary of a CEO episode with what's her name, Emma Greed, is that her name? The one that works with the Kardashians on all of their brands and stuff. I think that's her name. Yeah, Emma Greed. She literally said on the episode, there is no such thing as a work-life balance. You can't have the cake and eat it too type shit. And I'm dude, she's so right. Either we settle for having a comfortable life and no highly achieving kind of goals and dreams, or if you have those goals and dreams for yourself, you need to put in the work. And I think I have always tried to do both. I've always tried to balance work, but also socialize and put in time for, my friends and family. But I think I need to shift that balance and make it a 80-20 situation. I need to do 80% work, 20% the things that are important to me. My friend Daniel, for example, I'm so proud of him. He's so dedicated to the company that he founded with his partners, and he's so dedicated that I literally haven't seen his face in months. And there was a part of me that was kind of hurt by that, because I'm dude, I miss you. Why is it so hard to see you? But at the same time, he's just doing what I just said I should do more of, which is just put your head down and work. And then when you've gotten to a place where you are at a level or a status that you're proud of, then you can start to do more nothing again. And I know that seeing your friends and going out and socializing isn't doing nothing, but you get what I'm saying. It's it's important to spend time with your friends, but it's also just as important to follow your dreams. And you can't be it all. You can't be the supermodel, superstar, rock star, famous vlogger, baddie, but then also the stay-at-home mom that cooks everything from scratch, which is funny that I'm saying it this way, because I just described Nara Smith, and she definitely seems she's the one who has it all. I'm such a victim of Nara Smith, because she's one of the few creators whose content I watch and I'm I wish that was me. And I don't have this a lot, but I think she just has such she just achieves such a comforting but yet successful vibe with her content and it's just so aesthetically pleasing, and they just seem like such a cute couple, and they're so young, and they have all these kids, and they're just so cool, and you're just like, damn. And I don't even want to look at these people and think like, where did I go wrong? Like, I just have a different path, and I know I'm going to achieve all of my dreams too. But she's one of those content creators that literally makes me jealous. I'm just gonna like say it. She makes me jealous. She's hella inspiring, but I also feel jealousy, which I think jealousy can be healthy. It can act as a motivator. I think there's like, you know, a fine line between like jealousy making you just like toxic and a bully and a piece of shit, but then you can also just use jealousy as a tool to motivate you. And speaking of jealousy, a while ago someone commented on my Spotify page and said I should record an episode that covers the way the world pits women against each other. And honestly, obviously, as a woman, like, we know exactly what this is, what this means, how it feels, and how true it is. It's like, it's not just that we compare ourselves to each other, it's that we've literally been trained to. Like, since we were little girls, it's been competition. Who's prettier, who's skinnier, who gets more attention, who gets married first. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if no one really says it out loud, it's always there. Like, you walk into a room and immediately scan for, okay, who's the hot one? Who is the funny one? Who's the main character? Who's the one all the men are fiending over? And it's like so fucked up because it turns all of us into some kind of like mirror that you're constantly measuring yourself against. And I'm not even saying that from some like moral high ground, because this is literally my reality too. Like, I feel it all the time, this like quiet resentment toward women that I love, even like that thing where you want to be happy for them, but there's also a part of me that's like, why is that not me? Why is she so fucking hot? Why does she have the perfect body? Like, why does she get that? Why don't I have this? Why does she get to live the version of that life that I'm chasing? Like, this is literally the reason why my friendship with my best friend ended 3 years ago, because I was so jealous of her. I was so jealous that she was like chasing her dream and just living her truth, and like had the courage to truly be herself and do and believed in herself too. You know, she knew what her calling was and she was going for it. And I didn't have the courage at the time to do that. And I projected that onto our friendship so much. And it's something that I regret never talking to her about. Like, I wish I would have just been honest with myself and thus honest with her. But it took me not being friends with her anymore to find the strength to admit that to myself. And I mean, the patriarchy just literally runs on scarcity. Like, it convinces us that there's only room for one of us to win. One beautiful one successful one it girl. So instead of like teaming up, we just turn on each other all the time. We start fighting battles that were never ours to begin with. And it's not just the internet or celebrity culture, it's everywhere. It's at work, in school, in our friendship groups, even in feminism sometimes. Like, the number of times I've heard women say, oh, I just get along better with guys. Like, babe, no, you've just learned that women are your competition. But here's the thing that I rarely ever hear people talk about. The reason you hear about women having more friendship breakups and fights than men is because our friendships are deeper from the fucking jump. Like, men's friendships are easy. They're surface level. They bond over activities, over doing shit, right? They don't actually know each other that deeply. Whereas women's friendships, they're emotional. We share everything: secrets, trauma, dreams, heartbreak. So when jealousy or comparison sneaks in, it doesn't just poke at your ego, it just hits you, like hits your heart. I don't know what a better way is to put this, but you get what I'm saying. And that's why when like our friendships end with other women, it feels like a breakup, because it kind of is, because we pour so much into these connections, right? But we're like also so vulnerable to the system that's been telling us our entire lives that another woman's glow somehow dims our own. And it's honestly, literally the other day, I was at dinner with like one of my best guy friends that I've known my whole life and one of my best girlfriends, and we were just catching up the way we always do, and he literally sits there and stares at us and is like, "This is what you guys talk about?" And I'm like, "Yeah, bro, like this is what you guys don't talk about." Like, it's crazy to me how how it's so normal for men to not connect on those deeper levels, and it makes me kind of sad. And I mean, it explains why there's a lot of men that feel very drawn to female friendships, because that's where they get that initial deepness from. And I know that this is like another moment where I'm like tempted to say, obviously not all men, but I think at this point you guys know me well enough to understand that I never mean all men. I know that there's always exceptions. I feel like I don't need to say it in every fucking episode. But yeah, it's just wild how the patriarchy built this invisible battlefield between women and then sat back and just watched us tear each other apart. Like, it doesn't even have to do much. It just plants these seeds and we literally do the rest. We tear ourselves apart. We tear each other apart. And meanwhile, the real problem, the system that taught us to think this way, gets to just live rent fucking free. But I think awareness is the first step out of it, because once you start like noticing that pattern, the instant comparison, the quiet envy, the judgment, you realize how much energy it's stealing from you. Like, what could you build? Who could you become if you stopped seeing other women as competition? Because honestly, when one of us wins, it proves that it is possible, and it means the door is open. And maybe instead of fighting each other for space, we can start expanding together. And I know that it's like really, really hard to get to this place, because even though like, sure, I've evolved from like being jealous of my best friend to admitting it and accepting it and chasing my own dreams and finding the power to not feel that way anymore, I still find myself like be jealous all the time regardless. Like when I'm going out and I see everyone around me and immediately feel like everyone is so much hotter and prettier, and that just sucks. That honestly just sucks. And you know what? At the end of the day, the more I've thought about it, the more I've realized that jealousy isn't actually something you should be ashamed of, or it's not something necessarily bad. It's just information. It's your body and your brain telling you that like you want something that this person has. And when I started seeing it that way, not as this like ugly emotion, but as a signal, it got a lot easier to deal with, right? Because jealousy only really hurts when you sit in it and judge yourself for it and kind of like sulk in these feelings of like self-pity. But if you take a step back and actually ask, okay, what is this pointing me towards? It becomes a really honest kind of mirror. And am I jealous because I want what she has, or because I stopped believing I could have it too? And that's like the first thing that's helped me, just treating jealousy as like this data, not as this like doom or downfall. You know what I mean? And the second thing that I feel like I've realized is that women's friendships are deeper from the start, and they begin on a level that most male friendships never reach. We share everything, our fears, our breakups, our bodies, our dreams. That's why like the love between women feels like family, and that's why it can hurt so much when comparison or tension creeps in. And it's not because we're dramatic, it's because we're just invested. Like, it's because there's real intimacy there, and when that cracks, it literally feels like the world is gonna end. And I think the antidote to jealousy is connection. I don't know. It sounds counterintuitive, but I feel like it's kind of true, because every time I've actually talked to a woman I thought I was jealous of, like genuinely gotten to know her, the jealousy goes away because the more you connect, the less space there is for projection. That's why I literally just said that I had wished I was just transparent with myself and with my best friend back in the day to avoid us having like gone separate ways. And I think what I'm learning is also that jealousy doesn't make us broken. It just means we care. It means we're noticing something in someone else that wakes something up in you. And instead of fighting that, I think we should just start listening to it, because honestly, every woman I've ever envied was just showing me a part of myself that I hadn't grown into yet. And maybe that's what this whole thing is about. Learning to see other women not as reminders of what we lack, but as proof of what's possible. There is room for all of us. There 100% is. And I know it sounds so cliche, but I think the older I get, the more I truly believe it. Because the moments when I actually let go of comparison, when I hype someone up instead of quietly competing, those are the moments I feel most like myself. And that's what I want to protect. So if you're listening to this and there's someone you've been comparing yourself to, maybe reach out to them. Tell them you admire them. Tell her she inspires you. Maybe it'll feel a bit awkward and a little scary, but it'll also be incredibly freeing, because I swear to God, connection is what will kill comparison. The second you choose to connect, this war ends. And the second you also choose yourself, which is like choosing to not sit in the jealousy, but to act on it. Use it as motivation. Use it as like a sign that you want what this person has. So go and get it. But you can do that without dwelling in this self-pity and these emotions that make you feel like shit, but rather put in the work. And then that'll also grow your confidence, and it'll help you become more at peace with your life, and it'll help you stop looking at everyone else like they're better than you, because they're not. They aren't. And you know what? The more I sit with it, the more I feel like jealousy doesn't just mean that you want that person's looks and their success and their energy. It's more than that, because it's not about just wanting their thing. It's about recognizing something in them that you wish you could unlock in yourself, right? If you're jealous of someone, it means a part of you believes it's possible for you too. Otherwise, you wouldn't crave it. So share all your dreams and goals with me, and let's figure out how we can get there together, because I want us all to support each other in making that happen, because I know we can do it. I believe in all of you wholeheartedly, and I also need to believe in myself even more. And I think that's all from me today. I'm going to spend the rest of the day unpacking. Or am I? I'm like exhausted as fuck. The weekend was a little much. But I need to at least do the dishes. I can't even find where I put my fucking dish soap. This is the thing about moving. Everything is like in a box somewhere, and I need to find it because I need to do the fucking dishes. It's not even funny. And I need to do laundry. I can't for the life of me find my fucking laundry detergent. Can't even remember if I took it, but I'm pretty sure I did. Why would I throw it away? Oh my God. Anyways, I'm going to try to do that. And I'm also now going to finish the sushi I ordered yesterday when I was hungover and didn't eat because I was too hungover to be hungry. So at least now I have like a fun little like sushi waiting for me in the fridge. And I love you guys, and I'm sorry I was so MIA. I promise I will not be again. Always send me any inspirations, any topics you want me to cover. And I'll see you guys on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or in the Spotify comments. I love y'all. See you next week.